I'm Senior Sales Director Brianna Gossett, joined tonight by my friend,
Senior Sales Director Latrice Ritchie. Welcome.
Welcome. And we have the privilege of talking tonight about the Spa Suites. This is an event that we've pioneered, created one night, middle of the night. It was the brainchild of lots of different things. And so excited. We are now both finishing our 6th month of working it. 1 full year of doing second dates, but 6 months of doing multiple dates at the same time. So we're going to share with you what it is, why it works, and how you can implement it in your own business with your director. So if you're getting this, chances are your director has decided to start utilizing the Spa Suites program. But before we get started, we want to do our traditional Mary Kay disclaimer. As an independent contractor with the right to control your own business, anything I say is merely a suggestion, and you get to decide how you want to implement these ideas. Results will vary based on the time and energy you put into your own plan. So what is the Spa Suite? This is a full circle beauty experience. It's held regularly as a group event on Zoom. Basically, it's a Zoom with breakout rooms, and each breakout room has the name of the suite on it, and your guests can come and experience different types of dates. And now I didn't pioneer the idea of second dates. Ari Hathaway, years ago at a West Coast Summit event I went to, talked about calling the follow-up appointment a date. I loved that terminology. It sounded ultra feminine and fun. And I love the idea of them falling in love with me as their beauty consultant, falling in love with their Mary Kay products, falling in love with our company and our culture, falling in love with their skin. And so I have loved using this date. So the idea is they get to come experience multiple second dates. The first date typically is the spa session. That's a facial. It just has a cute name, but really it's a miracle set or a repair set, whatever skincare line you are going to use at that facial during that appointment. And then they get to choose what they want for their next date. Do they want to do a hydra session with samples of charcoal mask and gel mask and hydrogel eye patches, a glam session where they get to try some eyes, cheeks, lips, a little bit of highlighting, contouring, mascara, or foot fantasy. That satin hands on the hands and the feet. And also we talk about the body set. The goal is to work every single client. Of course, it doesn't always happen, but the goal is to work every single client through all 4 dates. Now, that can be very lucrative for you. And we're going to share some of those benefits in just a little bit. But let's talk about one more feature of the Spa Suites, and that's the after party. They come in, they go to their appropriate breakout room, they play in those products, they get excited, they go shopping with you, give you some referrals, book their next date, and then they're invited to come back to the main room for an after party. This will be conducted by your director or someone else that she delegates it to. This is a chance for your guests to hear more about the business opportunity, play some games for some giveaways, and you'll get credit for sharing the opportunity with your guests when they stay. It's an added layer. I don't know about you, but I have guests that hear the opportunity, watch a video, do something, and they're like, oh, they want to, they're a B- or a B+. This is an added layer for those people who are sitting on the fence to get off the fence, make a decision, because this might be the last thing that they need to say yes and join your team. Some of the benefits that we've experienced just in the short time that we've been doing it. First is that you can service a larger volume of guests simultaneously. You might have 5 guests getting a facial, 3 guests in the glam suite, 2 guests in the hydra suite, and 2 guests in the foot fantasy. You could do a whole power start in one night just by making sure you're maximizing the spa suites. Another benefit is it exposes your current clients to a wider range of products. You know, we want to build our client bases wide, meaning lots of clients, but we also want to build it deep, meaning those clients are in lots of products. There are everything head to toe in our product line. There are body stuff, foot, hands, face, makeup, everything, supplements. I don't know about you, but most of my clients before I started doing this were not on all the things. And now we've got a lot more clients and a lot more products. How would you love for every client to be purchasing $600, $1,000, $1,300 or more from you every single year because she got to try and hear and learn more about all the products we have to offer. It also is a way for you to work smarter and not harder. You can do more in less time. Instead of taking 20 hours a week to do 20 individual facials or even 10 hours to do 5 different parties, in just 1 or 2 nights a week, you could have a hostess in every suite. You could have 10 hostesses if you wanted to. And you have the ability to educate your team members at the same time. That means while your guests are getting pampered and you're hopping from breakout room to breakout room, checking on them, you can also have team members on. And sometimes we have these part-time team members who, one of the reasons they go inactive is they don't know that there's all these products that they're spending money at other stores that they could be shopping for at their own beauty consultant discount. And so this is a way for you to bring your team members, let them try more products, but also your new team members can come and they learn how to hold appointments too. More clients on more products means more sales, and more sales means more profit for you. And when we have happy clients and we're able to invite them to something where they get layered regularly with the business information, it could mean new team members for you also. So Latrice, this is where we're going to get to share a couple of our testimonies. It's cool that we've been doing this long enough to where we've got some good testimonies to share with you guys, what results we have seen for ourselves. So I'll let you go first since I've been doing all this talking, and then I'll jump in with a couple examples too.
Well, let me ask you, Bree, I have someone who recorded a testimonial for you. Would you like to see
yes.
a real client sharing her feedback?
I forgot you did that. I need to start doing that, recording some little testimonials when they go all 4 dates. So take it away.
So this is Vicky, and she was one of the first people that had offer sessions. So let's hear from Vicky to find out how she enjoyed her session. Check it out. So I'm here with my amazing customer, Vicky. We just finished her 4th session. I gotta get the pom-pom again with her pink spa suites. And what session did we just finish, Vicky?
We just finished the spa one for the Petty Deluxe for the feet, and it was great.
Yes. How are your feet feeling?
Like baby's feet.
I love it. So, I want to thank you so much for this. Let me ask you these quick questions because you have had all 4 sessions, right? We started with skincare. Then what did we do? I think we did your hydro session next, right? We stuck with skincare. Then we went to glam, and then we finished with feet. So, I mean, what would you say was your favorite session of the 4? If you had to, I don't know, can you narrow it down?
I mean, they were all great. I learned so much. My favorite one, I would say, would be the feet, honestly. Like, I keep feeling my feet. They're great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So what products are you using now from Mary Kay?
So currently I'm using the daily facial scrub as well as the day cream, and then the night cream, and then also the night repair for the under eye. And I'm gonna also get the satin lips to try for my lips. And I'm gonna get the deluxe petty for my feet.
Yeah. And then you did a makeup session recently.
Yes. So I got makeup. I got like the 5-minute makeup for my face, and I learned about how to do some makeup to glam out, but not to the extreme. So I like that.
I love it. So you have had all 4 sessions. If you had to wrap it up in a bow, what would you say, what made you want to do all 4 sessions, number one, and what would you say is like the best thing you got from this whole experience?
I would say just being able to know the knowledge and having a skincare that really understands different types of like skin, and really not it would be like educating, but also like seeing the beneficial part of it through the skin. And the products are really light. They don't really cloud the skin. They just more hydrate it. And that's what
That's like a real commercial.
I love it. I appreciate, Vicky, that you took the glow and tell challenge, right? You were like, all right, I'm creating new habits, right? And so started a regimen of washing your face morning and night.
Yeah. And that makes a difference because I'm in the food industry. So of course my skin, it's greased up with all the different equipment, different environment, temperatures. So I really like that Mary Kay, even when we did the glam session, like I started wearing a little makeup in the kitchen, and it wasn't overwhelming for my skin. It was a great combination with my skin. So I like it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for letting me just ask you these questions. I wanted to be able to share that with just some of my team.
Thank you, Latrice, for recording that. That's genius.
Yeah. So it was really fun with Vicky because, you heard from her. I calculated between her initial shopping and reorder, she spent $787
just in the last 6 months since we started this.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And then I had another client, Nicole, who spent like a little over $350. She didn't shop at every one of the sessions, but 3 of the 4 she did. She stocked up on some skincare. She loved her sessions. I've had a few other, ladies who've done all 4 sessions. A lot have done at least 2 sessions, right? And then really, I'm super excited about one hostess right now. She's just went through her first group of people who've had their second sessions, and now she's excited to give me another group of contacts who she wants to have them go through. You know, she's got different people. She started me with her makeup friends. Now she started me with another group of friends. And
She's like, which friends would like this type of date? I love that though. Gives people options.
Yeah. So that was really exciting. And it goes back to just some of the principles we've heard in Mary Kay. Sometimes you go through a lot of people to find the few that lead you to many, but this is a great way. People have all said they have appreciated getting a person that comes with it, getting that expertise, if you will, being able to try everything, and they really feel like they're getting a VIP experience.
Oh, yes. Because you know, when we created this, part of the idea was like they walk into a lobby of a spa and there's different rooms and they get to go to. They're not going to go to one once. They're going to say, ooh, next time I come back, what's happening in that room? I want to come there. Ooh, next time. And then there's an after party where people get to hang and they get to do this in their PJs at home. They can have their beverage, their yummy beverage they're sipping on, some appetizers while they're playing. They can be in their bathroom, in their bedroom, in their living room. They can have girlfriends and neighbors at their house when they log on. It really is such a flexible type of appointment. So I wanted to share a couple of mine. So one was Shalimar, and Shalimar did all 4 dates. She spent $618 because on the 4th and final date, she came to the after party again. I don't know how many after parties she joined, but she came in and became a Sapphire consultant, a team member, personal team member. Then another one of my success stories is Joyce. Joyce came to all 4 dates, and then we did a 5th date. We just made up a different date for, I don't even remember what it was. And she bought almost the biggest package at every one on the closing sheet. And she invited both her daughters to different dates. So one daughter came to the hydro session and the pedi. The other one was a different type of appointment. So kind of like what you said, on a smaller scale. So I calculated, oh, I forgot to write it down. Shoot. I calculated how much she spent during all the dates I had with her. So $299 plus, I'm going to add it up again because I turned my calculator off. $1,363 is what she has spent with me from all 4 dates and bringing 2 guests on who also did multiple dates. And it didn't take a ton of extra time. It didn't take a ton of extra time. That's the beauty of this. Bigger profits because we can do a lot more people at once. And as a consultant, if you don't know how to do a glam session, it's okay. You just have to get the guests there because your director is going to make sure that somebody skilled is leading each of these rooms. So how does it work? Well, it's a Zoom. Your director will give you the information. And it has breakout rooms. If you've never seen breakout rooms on Zoom, they're super easy. You just click and it says join room and it'll give you a list. And there will be the names of the rooms. It'll say spa facial suite, glam suite, hydro suite, foot fantasy suite. And you just click and join that room. Your guests will do the same thing. There will be somebody there as soon as they log onto the Zoom in the main room that will direct them if you or your guests need help with the breakout room. Then the breakout rooms will close and there will be an after party led by somebody in your unit. Your clients are going to get to hear about products and the business information, which is so nice. It does take consistency though. This is something you're going to want to promote to your guests more than once. Because like Latrice said, not all of our customers have gone through all 4 dates. We booked them, but they fall through the cracks, need to reschedule and never do or whatever. It's a chance to go back and promote it again. Hey, we did 2 of your days, but we never got the other 2 done. Let's get it done. It takes coaching. Don't just book them once and think, oh, they'll show up. Making sure that you follow up and say, hey, I'm so excited. Can't wait to have you there. I already put your name on the guest list. And then asking them, did you want to bring somebody with you? And then following up after the appointment, making sure that you close that guest, that your director may have a breakout room set aside for you to close her privately, or you can just get on the phone while you're there on the Zoom and each mute yourselves and call her right then and find out, what did she think? What did she want to get for herself? What is she choosing for her next date? And when are you booking that next date? Don't quit before you master this. Consistency is key. These are our real numbers from the first month we did it. This is how many total guests we had. And this was just the month we just finished, 147. Huge, huge growth, but it took months and months and months to get there. And then We want to know, how do we get started? So go back to everybody you've ever facialed, or anybody who's ever been on the skincare. If you've ever facialed them, you're going to use the no one night stand script. That was the funniest thing we came up with. And maybe because it was the middle of the night that happened, I don't know. But we were like, hashtag, like it's literally on all of our flyers. It's hashtag no one night stands. That is the goal. Everybody gets a date. And then you want to volunteer as much as possible to support your director. Latrice, what have you seen as the benefits from your consultants who have shown up and volunteered to actually help host and support this event?
They are so much more confident. In fact, I can rely on them. There have been circumstances where maybe I wasn't on, but I've been able to equip them where they are fully ready to teach any of the classes. Their product knowledge has gone up significantly. They learn tips continuously. So even the session we just had tonight, the consultants are ready to step in. Someone had a medical emergency, and so we had to shift some things. She was ready. She didn't have to get ready because she's done this before. And so they're feeling more confident. They can do their own sessions, whether they're on our spa suites or on their own personal ones. And they feel like they're ready for that first level of leadership. You know, perhaps they weren't considering it, but because they're equipped and given that responsibility, they're thriving.
Yep. So if you've ever felt like, as a consultant, I don't know how to do a color appointment, or I don't feel confident doing something other than facial, or maybe even the facial intimidates you right now, this is a chance for you to ask your director, how can I support this? What can I do? And it really does build your confidence and build your skill at the same time. And of course, you're building your business. So another benefit is you're able to invite your team members as your VIP guests to re-engage them. One of the things as a consultant, when I was building my team and I wanted to earn my first free car, was, how do I keep my team members active? How do I keep them excited? This is a great way to invite your guests, your consultants, as your own guests, so they are in more products. Because quite honestly, I mean, look at Joyce, $1,300. If your team member and just her mom and her sister, her plus 2 relatives, love the products, she's going to have to stay active because she's going to be on so many different products. So let's talk about the script, what to say. This, of course, is just suggestion. Use whatever you want. This is legit what I used to book people for this. And I know it is not grammatically correct, the text messages, but they're conversationally correct. And this is exactly what I text to my guests when we started and we kicked this off. This is what I gave to my consultants. You can use it or tweak it. Just be yourself, be a human being. Don't be a robot with it. So if she's already had a facial with you ever, like I'm talking last year or in 2020, and she's still on skincare, then you can send this text message. Oh no, I just realized you're one of my one night stands. I got to fix that. They always respond like, what? Did you mean to send this to me? And they're kind of curious because they assume you didn't mean to send it to them. And they're like, who is she trying to send this message to? So it creates a conversation with it. It engages them. Have you used that script yet, Latrice?
I have not. So you've given me an idea. I was like, I call myself being all fancy with certain things. I'm like, let's just go back to this, just see what shock value I get.
They about 50% of the time they're like, did you mean to send this to me? And I'm like, yes, girl. Oh my goodness. We have second dates, these self-care appointments. You get a free self-care kit to use during our next date. Which would you prefer, a glam makeover or a hydro session? And if your director's doing foot fantasy, you could put or foot fantasy. And they're like, ooh, tell me more. Or they'll pick one, or they might be like, ooh, tell me what that is. What's that? And then it gives you a chance to really sell the sizzle on what that date would sound like. And then she picks one. Great. We're doing them as part of our spa suites on Tuesdays at 6 and Saturday at 10. It's super fun. And we have giveaways, which works better for you. So she knows this is a group appointment. This is not going to be me one-on-one. This is us doing them together. It's fun. There's giveaways. She's prepared. But what if she's never had an appointment with you? Here's another script right out of my phone that I sent to real people. Hey, girly, of course, I put millions of emojis here, but I didn't feel like creating it for the presentation. But I fill my text with emojis. If you're not emoji girl, don't do it. It won't look like you. But if you are, feel free to fill it. We just started a brand new virtual spa suite. I'd love to have you be one of my first VIP guests. You'll get a free self-care kit to use with me during the spa session, because you're going to be on, and you guys, you're going to be doing your face with your guests. Then they don't feel alone. Have your camera on. Don't just sit there, camera off, make your director look weird at a room with nobody in it. Be doing it with her, so then your guests will be doing it too, and it feels like a friend experience. When she replies, great, we have options. Which would you prefer? Spa, facial, glam makeover, or hydra session? Great, we're doing them on Tuesdays and Saturdays. It's always super fun. We have giveaways. Which works better for you? These work. I've used them over and over again, whether it's a text message or a call. You can utilize these. So let's go over a couple of FAQs, and maybe you can help me with these two, Latrice. How long do the dates last, and when do you start the after party? So I have found they take about 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how many people are there and how long it is. You will get a gauge for how long it takes when you and your directors are used to working this. Have her plan for a 90-minute self-care session, so she isn't rushing and doing the after party. Would you agree that that's about right?
Agreed. And what I think is interesting is people enjoy it so much. Sometimes you're like, okay, we're done. Like they're having so much fun. They don't want to go, especially if they come with their friends, they're catching up. And the beautiful thing, of course, we know this about Zoom, but sometimes maybe it's something we forget. They can invite friends from wherever in the country. So they're connecting with people they haven't seen in a long time. So they're catching up. And the beautiful thing is, if you use breakout rooms, or Google how to use a breakout room, if you don't know how to do it, Google is your bestie. Okay. Remember that Google is your bestie. But when you use those and have like a beauty lounge, people can go talk after and hang out. I don't rush them, because they're having a good time and they want to come back.
Exactly. If they have a good time, they'll come back. So don't tell them it's only 45 minutes, because then they might not plan accordingly with childcare or whatever else they have going on. Tell them it's 90 minutes of pure self-care. We're going to have so much fun, and there's giveaways. Then if it ends quicker, great, they'll be happier. So how long does it take to have success? As with everything we do as entrepreneurs, our results will depend on the time and energy we spend promoting and coaching this event. It will get bigger and more profitable if we're consistent. We have to treat this as it's one of the most important events on your week for your business. The spa suites, it's like a sense of urgency. I don't have guests. Oh my goodness, spa suites coming up. How come I don't have any guests booked? And you get on the phone and you book guests. Don't treat it like an afterthought that you throw together the last minute. You just kind of haphazardly show up, or you'll get afterthought thrown together haphazard results. You get out of it what you put into it. Anything to add to that?
Coaching is so key. I think about just tonight, again, as the time of the recording, I had guests in hydra session, glam, skincare, 6 guests. So even though I was teaching glam, there was the whole reason, and everybody didn't show up. I had more people booked, but I was coaching it even up until just half an hour before. A reminder, can't wait to see you. And so those people were engaged. Coaching is so the glue to all of this, and it really does matter.
Oh, one thing that I forgot to put in the presentation that you taught me how to get really good, and it has been a game changer with the virtual appointments, but especially at Spa Suites, is during the coaching, the skin analyzer or the Mirror Me app. Can you spend just a minute or two on that?
That is key. That is actually how I know if they're showing up or not. Because guess what, Brie? I had an appointment earlier today I was supposed to have. She didn't show up. You know why? She didn't fill out the skin analyzer app. So I had a feeling she wasn't going to show up. I showed up on my Zoom just in case, but she was not there. So basically, the day of the appointment, I send them a reminder saying, I can't wait to see you. By the way, your session comes with a complimentary skin analysis or a complimentary glam analysis, or you can play with makeup. And I send them a picture of the skin analyzer app. You can find a screenshot. You can screenshot it from your phone, Apple Store, whatever. And you walk them through how to download it and use it. It has the quick instructions. I'm sure you can find a picture. Your director may already have one you can use, but I send that to everybody. And the people who go through the motions of going to download it, send me their picture, or it's not their picture, send me their results. Because I say, just send me your regimen part. That's also really important to say. I don't need to know all of the scale and everything. All I want to know is your regimen. Okay, so just send me that tab. If they send it to you, they're showing up. They're showing up because if they go through all of that effort, they're engaged. Same with the yeah.
They see the little fine line wrinkle things and they're like, oh, I need help.
That's right. And I also use it at the end because I'll thank them for sending it to me. But then even at the end, when we're doing the wrap up with the products, I'll be like, oh my goodness, you got to try some of the things that were recommended for you. So here's your recommendations. Which ones, how can we customize this for you? So it becomes a great way because they have a professional analysis of their skin and recommendations. I even tell people you don't need everything that's recommending to you today, but that's why we're going to do another session so you can try some other things.
Yeah, because a lot of times on that skincare analyzer, it recommends supplements, and that's what the Hydra session is for. They're going to get to go to that next date and try more stuff. On the Mirror Me, they get to do that in advance. Now they're excited to go and learn from a real life person. People are paying lots of money. I get so many ads on my Facebook and Instagram for master classes for makeup and different things. I was like, let me see how much this guy's charging. $96 for a master class on Zoom. And he teaches you how to use makeup, and there's no samples. You got to buy your own makeup, show up, $96 per person for him to sit for 1 hour and show you how to use makeup. That's it.
What's kind of interesting? This is good timing as well, because Mary Kay just added 10 new makeover tools, like the Glam Makeover on the Mirror Me app. So if it's been a minute, it's also great for us to play with it as well, so we can guide them through it. But we got all these new makeover options for people, great for the season. We're set.
Yeah. And even if your guest samples aren't there, they still have a good time in the spa suites. If they've done the Mirror Me app or the Skin Analyzer app before they show up, they still have a good time, and they still go shopping and they still buy. And sometimes what I do is a customer will go on my website and buy some makeup or skincare or a peel or different things. And I'll say, would you love like a little live video call to like go over how to use that? Yeah, let me invite you to our spa suites. We also have giveaways. So sometimes they're coming with their full size product because they've already purchased it. If somebody purchases satin hands for their hands, I'll invite them to come to the Foot Fancy. Would you like to know how to turn this into instead of satin hands, velvet slippers? And they laugh. Let's get you booked for the spa suites for this. And so using products that they already have, like the fall palette, so many of the clients that I've booked for that was, you got this palette, now let's show you how to use this. Let's show you. So it may be like the reverse order. They purchase and then join the spa suites, and then they love and trust you as their beauty consultant even more. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do want to end this real quick because I could not have done this without collaborators. Of course, my GOF family of directors who help implement all my crazy ideas, my middle of the night crazy ideas, that they helped us work out all the kinks of what's going. Latrice, you and me, the OGs for the strategy and ideation. Griselle Rivera, thank you so much, Griselle, for all the graphics that you did to design to help us. And then Bree Goodwin, who's like our mechanic. She like jumps in, tries something, this works, this doesn't work. And we all make such a good team. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on live tonight with me so that we can get this recorded. Have fun, you guys. Happy Spa Suite.